Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for inviting me to this wonderful program. I understood that this is a core seva program. You are the organizers of different programs that you have. Very good that you associate together regularly. Today is a very special day. It's Nityananda Trayodashi, and not just Nityananda Trayodashi, it's by Lord's arrangement also Varaha-Dvadashi at the same time, which is unusual. Not every year is like this. So today is a very special day. And I will try to connect our today's topic also with the teachings or example of Nityananda and Varahadev also. I hope we have enough time. How long should be the class? Is there any schedule?
There is no limit.
No limit. Hare Krishna. Yes, this question of parenting and being Krishna conscious, living outside of the temple, is extremely important. Lord Trishabhadev says in 5th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Gururna sasyat svajunana sasyat, pitana sasyat jananina sasyat, devanna sasyan napatishcha sasyan namochaityak samupithimitiyam. That one shouldn't become a father or a mother or a guru or even a relative or a worshipable deity if one is not able to deliver those who are dependent on him or on her. So actually we should all understand one thing very much. Every living entity wants to be happy. Whenever I go and I ask a question, how much happiness do you want to have in your life? Usually I get the same answer. So if I ask you how much happiness in percentage you would like to have in your life, what would be your answer? 100%. It's interesting. Everywhere I get the same answer. And how much misery do you want in your life in percentage? 0%. 0. This is also the same answer I get everywhere. So we can see that we have this in common. We want to be happy and we don't want to be miserable. So the question is how to become happy, how to become perfectly happy. Actually, this is our nature. Ananda mayo vyasat. By our very nature, we want to enjoy, to be happy, not to suffer, not even for a moment. But we can see that everyone is suffering. Yes. In 7th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Prahlad Maharaj says, Sukaya dukkha moksha ihanta sankalpa iha karmana sadapnoti haya dukkham anihaya sukhavrita. That he explains that in this world everyone wants to be happy, but the problem is that everyone is miserable. Sankalpa iha karmana, that this is their firm determination that they will achieve happiness, sukhaya, and dukkha mokshaya, that they will be free from misery. But sadapnoti haya dukkham, but always they get just misery. So anihaya sukhavrita, but happy we can be if we are not trying to be happy on material level. This is the secret. Because if we want to be happy independently from Krishna, this is material happiness, turns out to be just misery from beginning to the end. So, therefore, we should understand what is the mission of our life. And mission of our life is to be Krishna conscious and to give Krishna consciousness to others. So, if we have children and families, our real duty is to be Krishna conscious and to give Krishna consciousness to our children. Unfortunately, we can see that there are many devotees whose children are not Krishna conscious. And I believe that there is one major reason for this, and that's that lack of quality Krishna consciousness in the parents, of quality Krishna consciousness in parents. Because, as we said, everyone wants to be happy, everyone wants to enjoy, and if children will see that we are burdened by Krishna consciousness, that Krishna consciousness is something that's not enjoyable for us, but it's some kind of duty, obligation and burden, they will not take to it, because no one wants to be burdened. Life itself is burdening, isn't it? So why would anyone wants another burden? No one wants another extra burden to take. So if children will see that we don't enjoy in our Krishna consciousness, that we don't make it the priority in our life, that for us it's not, how to say, our only life, Krishna consciousness, then they will not take it seriously. They will refuse to take it themselves. It's very simple, actually. If they will see that that's your only life, Krishna consciousness, and that you love it very much, then they will naturally try to take it also themselves. This is also natural, because they will see you really believe in something, and strong belief is very powerful. In anything we have strong faith, it's very powerful. Therefore, association is so important. If we associate with people who believe that alcohol will make them happy and have strong faith in this, you'll become alcoholic yourself also. Yes, why would you associate with such people? And also with other people. If one is enthusiastic with what he's doing, this enthusiasm is contagious. So utsaha is first requirement, or enthusiasm, in our spiritual life. And if there is no enthusiasm in family for spiritual life, no one will take it. Yes. And we'll also just try to finish our spiritual duties. Yes. And what one can achieve with just trying to finish it? One can achieve that he finishes. Yes. Your rounds are finished, and that's it. But no attraction will develop from this attitude. Yes, no attraction. Therefore, it's crucial for our spiritual life to associate with those who are enthusiastic in spiritual life. Yes. It's actually can save our life. So it's so important. If you read Caitanya Caritamṛta, for example, we can see the devotees were always enthusiastic. They're chanting and dancing and feasting and crying in ecstasy. So we want to go deep in our spiritual life, and we can go deep by regular practice. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita in 12th chapter, Mayeva manadatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya niveshisasya mayeva ato urdvam asamshaya. That one should mayeva manadatsva should dwell in me with his intelligence and mind. So always thinking of me, with other words. And in this way one will achieve me, attain me without doubt. But then he explains, Atachitam samadatum nashaknoshi maistiram abhyasa yoga natato mamichaptam dhananjaya. But if you can't be in such a samadhi all the time, which is very difficult to be, he says, then take to abhyasa yoga, that means practice, or sadhana bhakti, practice, real practice, and then you will achieve the desire to attain me. Yes, and this desire is crucial. If you don't have a desire, then everything is lost, actually. Everything is lost. So we'll try to connect this with these two celebrations that we have today. One is Varaha Dvadashi. Varaha came to this world to rescue the earth and to kill Hiranyaksha. And this is very significant because if our life, if our world, we can say, is buried somewhere deep in the Garbhodaka ocean, like the earth was, then we need Lord's help. We cannot take it out ourselves. Yes. Therefore, it is said in many places that we cannot actually get on the spiritual platform ourselves. Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Dhuratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadante Maya Metam Tarantite. It's not possible to get over Maya by our own forces. Only by Krishna's mercy, if we surrender to Krishna. So Varahadev came to rescue the earth from neither regions, from lower regions of the universe. So we need Lord's mercy to lift our spirit of Krishna consciousness, to lift our life from materialistic understanding, from a materialistic life to Krishna consciousness. And it's interesting that he killed Hiranyaksha. Aksha means eyes, and Hiranya means gold. So everyone is enamored by wealth in this world. Everyone wants to have more and more money. And yes, this is natural for this world. But we as Grihastas, our duty is not, our foremost duty is not to collect wealth or money. This is our duty just to support our family, of course, we should have some money, but this shouldn't be our focus in life. Yes, because if it is, then our mentality is still have some demonic traces. Yes, Hiranyaksha, his focus was on power and wealth, and he became offensive to anyone in the universe. So yes, as long as we are not Krishna conscious, we are also offensive to other living entities. When we mentioned before how important it is for parents to be Krishna conscious, so if we are not Krishna conscious, we are very offensive to our children also. Yes, because we endanger their life. Usually people don't think in these terms, but only Krishna consciousness means life, isn't it? Materialistic life means death. You'll certainly be killed sooner or later if you are not Krishna conscious. Ayur khairati vaipumsam udyanastam chayanaso tasyate akshanonita uttama shloka vartaya. It is explained in second canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam how every day by rising and setting the sun, everyone is one day closer to death, except those who spend their life for Krishna Katha, to hearing and glorifying Krishna. So it's so important that we understand that if we don't give Krishna consciousness to our children, we are putting them in the lap of death, actually. Yes. So our foremost duty is not to give them food and roof over their head. This is our, of course, duty, but not foremost duty. Our foremost duty is to save them from the lap of death. Yes, this is our duty. And this can be done only if we are example of Krishna consciousness ourselves, and no other way possible. We can preach, but if we don't live by our word, if we don't set an example of enthusiastic Krishna consciousness, no one will take care of it. Yes, it's so important to understand this. So, yes, Varahadev, if we surrender to Krishna, he comes in different forms, like Varahadev. He came to go, especially to go to filthy places, because boars and pigs, they go to filthy places and lift things from filthy places. So materialistic consciousness is very filthy place. And Lord comes to lift our life out of filthy place and make it vibrant with Krishna consciousness. And at the same time, he kills these demons in our life that try to divert our attention from Krishna consciousness, yes, to money. Yes, this is most dangerous attraction, is money. In Mahabharata, Lord Bhishmadev, he says that money is no one's servant. It's very important instruction, actually, that we understand that money is no one's servant, but everyone is a servant of money. Yes, actually, we all want to have money, but actually what happens that we become slaves of money, entrapped in some position that we don't like, but we tolerate it just to get money. Isn't it many times like this? So Krishna conscious person knows that by my social position I serve Krishna. This is important to understand. Everyone has some social role. We cannot avoid it because we are social animals. So as long as we live in society, everyone has some social role. So we should take this social role as the opportunity to serve Krishna by it. So if we are family people, grihastas, we should definitely serve Krishna in this position. So serve the family, that family with can be Krishna conscious. That means that especially father should be foremost example of Krishna consciousness, and because father should be the head of a family and set good example for the whole family, and he should, and of course also wife should teach children tattva. This is also very important, because we can see that many times, even if devotee parents take good care of their children and they just read them stories about Krishna, this is not enough. They should also have deep understanding of our philosophy. They are able to. They are not stupid. Many times parents think that children are not able to listen to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, for example. But this is not true. My experience is different. Yes, I have 3 children, and they were listening Bhagavatam quite well.
How old were they then?
Very young, 5 years or even younger. Of course, they can play. I remember my daughter, when it was time for Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that should be a regular activity, not just here and there, once in a while, but regularly, every day. So when it was Bhagavatam time, she brought different toys, her toys, and she was playing that these are the sages from Naimisharanya, listening to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, listening to Sutta Goswami, speaking on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So, of course, we can adjust the message to the level of the child, but children can understand very easily Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, because Krishna consciousness is our natural position.
But how did you read then the whole purport and then you
Yes, also
explained?
purport. Yes.
And then you explained in...
Yes, and discussion. There is discussion, and then the child really deeply understands the principles of Krishna consciousness. He understands what is pure devotional service. And this is most important to understand, because on our sadhana depends our sadhya. Our goal depends on our practice. This should be understood. If we don't practice pure devotional service, we will never achieve the goal of pure devotional service. It's not possible. Yes. So we should practice pure devotional service. We can see from Prabhupada, therefore reading of Prabhupada's books is essential. Prabhupada said that books are the basis. So without basis, without foundation, you can't build any house. The house built without foundation may seem nice, but it will collapse at the first opportunity. And we can see children, their Krishna consciousness many times collapses because they don't have basis, they don't have foundation, strong foundation. And this strong foundation is understanding of Krishna consciousness. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya sent Nityananda and Haridas Thakur to go out and preach to everyone Krishna consciousness, that everyone should accept Krishna as our life and soul. So we should also follow this example, and our foremost duty is to give Krishna consciousness to our children. This tattvic understanding, deep understanding, that we don't pray to Krishna for material boons. This should be understood. Anya bilashita shunyam jnana karmadinavritam anukulena Krishna anushilanam bhakti uttama. So pure devotional service means without any materialistic desire. Yes. Anya bilashita shunyam. There shouldn't be any materialistic desire. And we also know from the 10 offenses to the holy name that maintaining our material desires is one of the offenses against the holy name. So it's not possible to develop love for Krishna, which is our goal, if we don't have pure understanding. Because without pure understanding, it's natural tendency that we pray to God for different material boons. Yes. Please give me good husband, good wife, good relationships, good job, good money. Yes. And of course, this is not Krishna consciousness. This is, as Prabhupada says, engaging Krishna in our service. Yes. But we should understand that we are servants. So servant means one who is willing to do anything master wants. This is a servant. Yes. So servant is concerned how to serve and not asking for boons. When Lord Nrsimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu, then he wanted to give a boon to Prahlad. And Prahlad didn't want to take any boon from the Lord. But the Lord, he was very determined to give boon to Prahlad. And then Prahlad said that he is not a merchant. Vanik. Vanik is a Sanskrit word for a merchant. And that he would perform devotional service with desire to attain anything, any boon. But this is his eternal position, that he is a servant. So this should be also our eternal position, as a servant. And then we can achieve this happiness everyone is hankering for. Otherwise, we'll always hanker for something external. Yes, either money, or a good wife, or a good husband, or good children, or good that, or another thing. Yes, we always hanker for this and that. And yes, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Aitaiva Shanta. Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sakala Shanta. Only Krishna's devotee can be peaceful because he doesn't have any desire than serving Krishna. Anyone else, Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami, that means those who want material pleasure or want to be liberated or want to have some mystical powers, they're all they're not peaceful. Yes, because they want something they don't have. How can be peace? And Krishna says that where is a question of happiness is one if it's not peaceful. Yes, because if you're disturbed, how you can be happy if you're disturbed? It's not possible because you lack something. But Krishna's devotee should understand that I don't lack anything. I get what I need from Krishna. Yes, this understanding should be there. This is called surrender and faith, actually. Faith. If we have strong faith that Krishna will provide everything that I need, then we'll be peaceful. Otherwise, we'll not be peaceful. What will happen to me? If this will happen, then what will happen? And this, and on like this. It's actually fear of losing our existence, basically. I'm fearing that I will lose my existence, particular existence, especially that I'll be happy. I consider this my present situation. It's not perfectly happy, but if I lose something, I'll be more miserable than I am now. So I will lose my existence. This is fear. Fear of death, basically. But also of losing our existence, yes. Because of avidya, avidya means ignorance of who we really are. There is asmita. Asmi means I am. That means I identify with my position, with my body, with my language, with my culture, with my place of living, with my friends, with so many things in this world. This is asmita. Then, because of this, develops attachments and aversions, raga and dvesha. Yes, I like this because this particular thing supports my existence. And I don't like this because this endangers my existence. So, therefore, people love their football club, for example, and they hate the supporters of another football club because they endanger their position. This is material consciousness, or people of one religion hate people of other religion, and of one conviction hate people of another conviction. Yes. Because we believe that this is my world, and if anyone tries to harm it, it's my enemy. It's my enemy. Yes. So, and because of all this, there is fear, strong fear of losing things, of losing our existence, actually. Yes. It's abhinivesha, absorption in material consciousness and fear. So the only solution to get out of this is Krishna consciousness, is to surrender to Krishna, to have strong faith in Krishna. And as we can see from these instructions here, the foremost is association of devotees, you can see, and Krishna consciousness, of course. These two things, and chant regularly. By chanting regularly, we can maintain all these three. We can associate with devotees, and we will be Krishna conscious also. So chanting is our foremost duty, actually. So if you have a family, then perform it your first thing in your day. Perform your chanting. Take quality time for your chanting. Get early in the morning, get up early in the morning, and nothing should disturb your chanting. Yes. No phone should be there when you chant. Phone is the ultimate distractor of this age. So no sound should come from the phone. You should switch it off and put it somewhere else, in some other room, that will not disturb your attention. So this most important is chanting. Yes. And Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, they came to spread this chanting of the holy name. Yes, so chanting of the holy name, like congregationally, as we did just before this class, and individually, is the only way in Kali Yuga actually. Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatirnada. If one thing is mentioned once in Shastra, is very important. Otherwise, why should be there? Srila Vyasadeva didn't have some quota to fulfill. so much should I write? So many shlokas should I write? And so that he would put something unimportant in Shastra just to fulfill his quota. No, so everything that is in Shastra is important. If it mentioned twice, is extremely important. Why would some point would be stressed twice if it wouldn't be important? If one thing is mentioned 3 times, you cannot go around it. It's most important. So we can we have in one verse 2 times, 3 times. Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Nama. The holy name, the holy name, the holy name. And it's supported by strong words. Eva. Eva means certainly. It's a word that strongly supports something. Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Namaiva Kevalam. And Kevalam means only. Another word that is strongly supporting your point. So certainly and only. Holy name, the holy name, the holy name. Kalau Nasti Eva. And again we have this word Eva. Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva. 3 times. Certainly there is not. Certainly there is not. Certainly there is not. Other way. So we should take it seriously. This chanting. It's our only hope. So chant every day quality rounds. And this will make you Krishna conscious. Yes. Because with these quality rounds, you can go deep in your Krishna consciousness. Never be shallow. Never be superficial. Because superficiality gives no result, actually. In whatever field we are in, we cannot be good if we are just superficial. Yes. So if someone is athlete, he cannot be good athlete if he's not wholeheartedly in sport, isn't it? Yes. He can never win the Olympics. No way. Yes. So if we want to achieve anything in our Krishna consciousness, we also have to be wholeheartedly present in this consciousness. Yes. No miracle will happen. That one day I will wake up full of love of Krishna. No. The same consciousness will just continue endlessly from one lifetime to another if we don't develop love for Krishna. This is explained by Lord Krishna in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yam yam vapi smaram bhavan tyajantyante kalivaram tam tam aveti kant sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever state of consciousness one has at the time of death, he will achieve this without doubt. So if we don't have love of Krishna at the time of death, it's not question that we'll have love of Krishna after death. Death has no power to change our consciousness. Nowhere is mentioned that death has a power to change our consciousness. No. Therefore, this practice is crucial. That we go deep in our practice. That we don't just remain superficial in our practice. Hare Krishna. Is there any questions or comments or doubts? Yes, please.
Thank you so much for very enlightening message. So I have question related to the last point which you mentioned, that death does not have power to change consciousness. I mean, maybe the old age and disease. I have seen some, few of my near and dear ones, that when old age and disease comes, the consciousness starts to get little shaky there, that about their belief, and then a lot of things. What they have done for the whole life, actually, it starts to be shaky. What is the solution that we don't fall into that trap? That when it comes to everybody, but when we get into that stage, that we don't fall into trap of shaky consciousness.
Yes, this is a crucial question actually. We can see that many old people become pious also. But this piety is very rarely pure Krishna consciousness, pure spiritual consciousness. It's more about fear of death and praying for some boons from the Lord. So, to develop pure spiritual consciousness, we have to consciously strive for it, to go deep in our practice of Krishna consciousness throughout our life. It's not easy to attain this state of consciousness in fear, because this is not about fear. Krishna consciousness is about love. But usually this diseased and old age type of piety is based on fear, not on love, but fear of losing existence, as we mentioned before. Yes. So, therefore, it's crucial to have strong sadhana. Yes. And we mentioned parenting also. We should also teach our children to have sadhana, to teach our children chanting of the holy name. It's extremely important. This is our foremost duty as parents. So, as we know, mother is the first guru of a child, because naturally the child is mostly, when it's being carried in the womb and after birth, is connected to a mother. So whatever mother gives a child, this sticks in child's consciousness for the rest of the life. So it's extremely important what we receive from mother, what the child receives from a mother. So mother should chant the holy name, especially when she's breastfeeding the child. And of course she should breastfeed the child. This modern idea of sharing responsibility for a small infant is crazy, because a child needs motherly love, needs to be breastfed, not through some flask. Yes. And of course, if mother chants during breastfeeding, this is extremely powerful, because then the child receives the holy name through his mother's milk, and he will connect the chanting of the holy name with nourishment, with love, with closeness to his object of love, and the holy name will remain with such a child for his whole life. It goes much deeper than philosophical understanding. Yes. Yes, it's so important. that we teach our children, not wait that our children will become old and invalid, that they will turn to Krishna. Yes, they should be taught to turn to Krishna now, actually. Yes, my son explained like this, that my wife was breastfeeding children and chanting regularly during his breastfeeding. And then he used to lean with his head on his mother's chest and just listening to the holy name. And he enjoyed it very much, this experience. So if children have such experiences, they will naturally be Krishna conscious. Yes. But if mother doesn't have, she thinks that she doesn't have time for chanting, then this opportunity is lost. Yes. Most important thing is lost. So we shouldn't miss this in our life. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, how should we chant while breastfeeding? Like just singing or chanting on beats? Or
Chanting on beats.
But how is it possible, like holding a baby and then chanting on the beat, because the baby move, like my baby is like, he's very moving baby. So how is it possible?
Yes, if he's feeding, he doesn't move so much, does he?
But when he sees something in my hand, he definitely moves.
Oh
To
yes.
snatch.
Yes. Children can understand. I don't know, but from the very beginning, they should be taught that certain things are not allowed to take. Yes, they can understand very well if we are serious in our teaching. Yes. You shouldn't do this. They shouldn't be allowed anything, to do just any crazy thing they want. They should be taught how to, what is good and what is not good. Yes, this should be taught to our children. So even if you don't chant with japa mala in your hand, you can definitely chant. Yes, and the worst thing for a mother to do during breastfeeding is looking at the phone. Because the child is searching for eye contact with his mother. And so it's so important that there is this loving, affectionate connection. But if the mother scrolling the phone, there is no connection. Yes. With the mother, and it's actually a child abuse to not have loving connection. And also this taking children from parents and to kindergartens and so on. It's also, to some degree, it's an abuse. I remember I hated kindergarten as a child. I escaped a few times because my home was just few steps away from the kindergarten. And I was running home and banging at the door. Of course, no one was at home. And I was caught by this teacher and dragged back to kindergarten, and I really hated it. Yes. I don't know about your experience. Who went to kindergarten? So, yes, and it is explained also in Shastra that home without a loving mother or loving wife is like a crematorium, actually. So we should know that this is our duty. Our duty and our life actually is meant for service, for Krishna's service. And Krishna's service, if we are family people, is to make loving environment for Krishna consciousness. Yes, this is our only service. So why we should strive to get more and more money and live empty house? Yes, without love. Yeah, because house without mother is house without love. So if mother is absent, how can she share love with her family? So much better is to have less money and loving home. Yes. So yes.
Unfortunately, children have to go to school here.
Yes, I've heard this.
Cannot do homeschooling or anything like this. And yeah, my daughter, she hates school.
Yes,
And but I have to send her.
yes,
And when she comes home, she's not good mood.
yes. How old is she?
9.
9.
And it's really
This
hard.
is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Is it possible to establish a devotee school?
They had before, but they had to close down.
Oh yes. Yes, this is an unfortunate situation. We were fortunate enough to homeschool our children. So, yes, as Prabhupada said, schools are slaughterhouses for children. And this is not a joke. It's very much true. And if children are sent to school, as here is obligatory, then so much more time we should spend with our children. Quality time, and give them understanding of Krishna consciousness, because in schools they will get much demoniac understanding of world, so that their Krishna consciousness will be very much endangered.
Yes.
So it's so much more needed that we spend time with them and discuss Krishna consciousness with them, and teach them to be Krishna conscious themselves. So we should teach our children to chant from even before they are born, actually. By chanting, of course, if mother is chanting, then the child will get this vibration even in the womb. And then when the child is born, he should see that my parents are spending time for chanting. And then we should also teach our children to chant. When the child is so small as this child, we can take it in our lap, like you have it in your lap, and we can say, now it's time for chanting, and you can give a child small japa mala, and you can chant on the ear of the child. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And it doesn't bother if the child chants or not, and if he is moving this japa mala or not. Just we are teaching that chanting is something pleasant, and the child will love such chanting, hearing the holy name on the ear in such loving environment. And when he has enough, we can let him go and play. No rules for such small children. But when the child is 5 years old, he can be taught to chant regularly. Of course, in the beginning, especially on time, not on beats, on the rounds of the beats, but on time. So we set 5 minutes in the beginning or something. We can see how much time the child can spend for chanting. So we can teach them to chant 5 minutes, for example, or 10 minutes, and then we gradually increase. Yes. So nothing will come spontaneously. Yes. The whole world is trying to make your child materialistic. You're the only hope for your child to make him Krishna conscious. So much effort should be put in this. Yes, it will not become automatically Krishna conscious if we don't put whole our heart into this. Of course, intelligently, not fanatically, because no one wants to be suffocated. So this natural will come from the very conception of the child, and even before conception, and with loving attitude, then children will become Krishna conscious, I believe. Yes, please.
Prabhu, as you very nicely said in the starting of the lecture, kids start to associate fun and friends, and they want to spend time where they are finding more fun.
Yes.
But many times when we have the programs or something Krishna conscious, we are a little bit more serious about it. So they don't find it very much funny. They think that it's okay. They have to attend. Another example of what we see is like many kids visiting the temple,
Yes.
and they are outside all the time, and they are outside and they are just outside, and then they go home because they didn't attended any part of the program. So what I feel is that happens because they feel that outside is fun because they have friends there, they have games there, and inside something serious going on.
Yes.
So do you have any tips for making it more fun for the kids when we talk about Krishna consciousness?
Yes, this is really important. My principle with upbringing children was no fun outside Krishna consciousness. So no fun parks or anything like this, or movies, or because if you give them taste for fun outside of Krishna consciousness, it will be very difficult to make them Krishna conscious. Of course, this doesn't mean that you don't have any life outside of temple, but this life should be active, not passively accepting some pleasure, like going to mountains, to nature, walking, and so on. Like you have here, exercise daily. This exercise is actually important. Yes, to keep good brain. Mens sana in corpore sano. Maybe you have heard this. Is a Latin proverb. Means healthy mind in healthy body. So this exercise is important, and we can see from different saints. For example, Lord Caitanya, he walked all over India, thousands and thousands of kilometers. Yes, he was walking. He was not driving in a car. And Sanatana Goswami, he went to Govardhan Parikrama every day, and it is explained he was not living below Govardhan, but he had to walk to Govardhan. So I've heard somewhere that he walked 60 plus kilometers every day. And this is extreme exercise, actually. So much so that Lord Krishna had to appear to Sanatana Goswami personally and gave him, when he was very old and he hardly performed this sadhana, because he had regular sadhana to perform Govardhan Parikrama, to give him Govardhan Shila, and he said that if you go 3 times around, it counts as Govardhan Parikrama. So, yes, we had great fortune in Slovenia that we had brahmacharis in the temple who loved children. And my sons were associating with brahmacharis a lot. And they had also programs for children. And we parents also organized school for children, and that we had once a week, and we were teaching them the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. And there were many programs for children actually, and yes, they went for some, as modernly we would say, some retreat to some place in nature. They stayed together and they worshipped the deities and they had fun together. But this was also Krishna conscious program. And at the time when my children were small, there were Croatian camps, summer camps, and we went there. So it was at the seaside and also a camp. And of course this is the duty of a father to teach children to come to programs. This is not optional. So I took my children to every class and I translated them if it was in English. And I remember we went to Mayapur Parikrama and also in Vrindavan. And they were small, 8 and 10, my boys. And they were walking on these parikramas and hearing every class, because this was not optional. So I took them in my lap and translate all the classes. And if they know that this is my duty, or my father wants me to and doesn't allow me anything to do during classes, then they will take it seriously and they will learn Krishna consciousness by this. Yes. So such things. And we also had Padayatra in Slovenia for 3 weeks in the summertime. And it's also a big adventure for children with great ox. We were going from one place to another. This was adventure and they loved it. So we spent all our holidays engaged in Krishna consciousness somehow or another. Yes, this is important. Such that they have Krishna conscious fun. But not just fun. They should be engaged in service also. Whenever we had such a system in Ljubljana that some different disciples were cooking for Sunday feast, or different Sangha groups were cooking for Sunday feast. And whenever we cooked, I took my children with me. They also, everything we did together. We were coming to the temple, cooking together. We were coming to temple to clean the temple together. So it was not a question that should I go or not. You should go. It's and this is the duty of the father. That he established such system. That we do everything together. We should have fun together and also service together. If children just have fun, they will not become Krishna conscious. We don't become Krishna conscious just by fun, but by service. We should understand that it's service that makes us Krishna conscious. So everything should be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like my daughter is 6.5, about to be 7 in May, and she is going to school, and she has a big effect of school because there's so
Yes.
TV, movies, and
Yes.
like she watch in the home also for an hour. We make a rule just for an hour. She used to watch, and like she is rebellious now. She is going started. Like when we say something, she's like turned back and say the things on our face, and we think like, okay, what we are doing wrong, because she's just 6.5, and we never like me and my husband never speak back to our parents, and now she's learning that, and we are very afraid sometimes in which direction it is going and how we should stop. Like when we say like, please act in a drama, she said no. When I do this, she said no. And when I explained like it's very good, it's nice, other kids are taking part, and then lastly she said yes, and then she is in the small part in the drama. At least she's there. So, but the first thing with her is like she just want to do opposite what we are saying at this particular age, like just 6 and a half.
Yes,
And
yes.
we are shocked
Yes.
what to do and how to handle her in this situation.
This is what Prabhupada called the slaughterhouse for the children. It's a very difficult situation, especially for girls, because girls cannot be taught the hard way. Boys can. The boys can be have similar drill to military drill. And this is good for boys, but not for girls. Girls should be loved very much. They should feel to be loved. So, yes, it's very hard to enforce some rules for girls.
Yes.
It's like a teenager. We are discussing with 18-year-old. It's
Yes,
very difficult. Yeah.
yes. So, they would need, of course, a lot of love. And spend quality time with her, much of quality time, not just when you want something for her to do, but also otherwise. So instead of allowing her to watch the television or some stupid phone, you should read some Krishna conscious stories with her and discuss Krishna consciousness with her. Of course, when the child is sent to school, so much more time we should spend with our children. Yes. It's not the opposite, that we should we have free time because the children go to school. More time we should spend with our children, because they are so much influenced by other children, by what they're being taught in schools. And they will pick up the verse very, very easily, because this is the plan of the demons, actually, to make society demoniac. And demoniac society means no family tradition, no family bond. Therefore, children should be taken away from mothers as early as possible. Yes, and held whole day out of the touch of parents. Yes, this is the demoniac system. And if we want to fight against this demonic system, we have to spend our whole time when their children are not in school together, actually, in some quality time.
Prabhuji, you said about tattva in the starting, like give the tattva,
Yes.
original fact, share original fact with the kids. But how should we like share, like you said, read Bhagavatam to the kids, but how to make it more relatable to their age? Like we have Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam for the kids. We used to read sometimes the story. She relate, but sometimes she, like now she's going to school and then my friends don't know who is Krishna.
Yes.
And where is Krishna? In this planet, our planet, sky, space. So she asks question now.
Yes.
And then she's curious. We used to solve, we used to search and used to resolve her queries. That is good. But she is very much curious. Where is Krishna? If he's here, why he is not visible and why he is not known to everyone? So this kind of question, like how we can fix this queries.
Yes. This is very good. Therefore, you should have very strong philosophical understanding.
Yes, and we are lacking. Sometimes we thought, okay, we have to research for us.
Yes, yes.
There's not so much depth in books and other things, so it's very difficult
Yes.
for us sometimes.
You should read. And you can also take help of these robots in modern times. You can take help from any way possible. I mean, ChatGPT or something. You can ask this question if you can't answer your child yourself. But of course, you should study Prabhupada's books to be able to properly answer these questions. Yes, this is so important that they have strong foundation in Tattva, in proper understanding of our philosophy. Yes, and of course you should be able to answer the questions. Yes.
I think what you said sounds for me very logical and good. But when I speak with parents who have children in Krishna consciousness and which are still in Krishna conscious, and they mainly say, I never said my child should chant japa, I never give any pressure, just easy going, and like my husband, we were a little confused, because they say it's important, never make any rule, don't say they should chant or something like this.
Yes.
And you say now.
Just the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but I would like to see, are their children Krishna conscious, of those who speak like this?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah. These are those, because the others I don't ask.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
My experience is with such approach that children are not Krishna conscious, usually. Especially they don't chant, even if they are friendly to Krishna consciousness. That means they come regularly to the temple and so on. Usually they don't chant, regularly at least. And they have not so pure life also, according to my experience. And they take it very much as a religion. This is the worst thing that can happen. And when the child can think, this is just religion of my parents. If they don't have strong understanding that this is not religion, that this is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam of every living entity, they will think this is just religion of my parents. And they will not take it very seriously, even if they are friendly. So what makes strong Krishna consciousness is our sadhana, as we said before. So children should understand that my sadhana is my connection with Krishna, really. There is no other connection. Sadhana means to practice our connection with Krishna. So, but this should be taught naturally, not when the child is 10 years old or I don't know, 15 years old. It's too late. This should be taught from the beginning of life. As I said, when a child is very small, he can play and he sees that his mother is chanting, and he wants to play with the mother, but mother should say to the child, now I'm chanting, now I have my time for chanting, I will play when I finish my rounds. And the child will understand and will play, and when the mother will finish, she should of course play with the child. And she should also take the child in her lap and teach the child to chant. As we mentioned before, we chant on the ear of a child, and this is very pleasant experience, and children love it. But this is already teaching regular sadhana, if this is every day. And we take every day our child in our lap and say, now is time for chanting. And as long as they enjoy it, they can listen to it and chant together, and when they have enough, they can go and play, no problem. We don't forcefully take them to chanting. But if the child has such regular activity, Krishna conscious activity, every day, then we can teach them to take it seriously when they are proper age, because they're already taught like this every day. This is not something new that just now came into existence, from where you took this. They're disturbed if you just introduce something completely new in their life. They don't want this. But if you naturally introduce from their birth, it's natural. Then it's not something uncommon. You understand my point?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I strongly believe that we should teach our children sadhana, but not unnaturally, but naturally from the very beginning of birth and even before. Yeah. Yes.
I have two children, both
Yes.
boys.
Yes.
And from childhood, they were very serious in Krishna consciousness. They are sitting and like doing kirtan and listening everything, learning slokas. They started going to school, then little changed. But after that, I start telling, okay, sitting and doing kirtan, listening this lecture. But they were not listening. They little avoid. Then I realized ki now I have to teach them in different way.
Yes.
Then I started doing kirtan myself,
Uh-huh.
and this slokas I started learning in front of them.
Uh-huh.
So one day my child is like, daily I was telling, okay, sit and do kirtan with me. He was not listening, and I left him. Okay, you don't want to come, I don't force you. And one day he was playing and told and came like in with me, and he told, Mama, I have a two mind. One mind tell कि I have to come and join kirtan with you, but other mind says I want to play.
Uh-huh.
So what should I do? So then I realized कि okay, he has a realization.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is a good. I have to join, but he has a kid mind also. He want to play.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, you are listening. That is important. And then after 2 days, he came and started doing kirtan.
Uh-huh.
So
Very good.
Sometimes I realized if you force and tell, they don't sit. And then if you start teaching in different way, like earlier my elder one learning slokas very nicely when he was 4 years old.
Yes.
Father teaching and sitting. But now I tell he want to read different books and that. And then last 2 months I sit at night time, because that time they are very silent. They are don't mischievous. They listen book they read books and listening nicely. Then I started learning sloka very loudly in front of them. So now my elder one, because he knows slokas,
Yes.
practice slokas, So sometimes I don't have very right this pronunciation.
Yes.
So he corrects me. Mama, you are not doing this. This
Uh-huh.
sloka is not like that. Then I realize he is listening.
Uh-huh.
And then daily it's my habit. I learn sloka in front in them. So,
Good.
yeah.
It's very good.
So I feel because I have seen my children, they were very very serious, but according to time and going to school, little bit changes.
Yes, yes. Then, especially for the boys, strong father should be there. Yes. Because boys cannot take, they don't like strict mothers and too much. Mother shouldn't be so strict, but father should be.
And also for girls? Then?
For girls? For girls is different.
Yeah.
Both should be very loving to the girls. Yes.
Probably one thing I do because they want watch TV, like because now they are going. Sometimes they want
Yes.
watch cartoon, and I told okay. Sometimes they become frustrated. I don't allow. Okay, half an hour you can. And now I started telling me okay, you have to do 2 round chanting, and then after that you can watch. So daily sit and they do chant, and then mama I can open the TV. So it is a good way or not a good way for.
I don't recommend it.
That's why I'm asking.
Because this is teaching your children to have this fruitive mentality.
Okay.
I'll do devotional service to get something material.
That's why I'm asking Puji.
Yes. Never associate any material activity with devotional activities. Or, God forbid, punishing with devotional service. Because I've heard that some parents weren't teaching children to chant, except when they were punished. So this is of course completely wrong. Then children will associate devotional service with punishment or with getting something from devotional service. So this should be sadhana. Regardless on your behavior, regardless on your desires, you should perform this sadhana daily. Yes. Therefore, this sadhana is so important that it's not based on some material benefit or some material fear. Yes, but it's based on understanding that this is crucial for my life. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Puji.
So, we should stop here. What is the program now? Prasad? Oh yes. Okay.
But thank you so much, and I know your son is my god brother.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and it's I think it's because he was the servant of Caitanya, his son.
Yes. It was great fortune actually. Maharaj took my son for his servant.
Yeah.
Actually, when they first met on darshan, he asked him if he would be ready to go with him.
Wow.
Yes, it was a great blessing. And Kadambakana Maharaj, he was the one who instructed me, because my son was his servant. He in some way adopted me spiritually, and especially you know your Guru Maharaj, he could be very forceful also. Yes, extremely forceful. And so once he very forcefully instructed me that I should go out and preach.
Okay.
Yes. So, therefore, I'm just following his instruction, and I'm traveling and preaching. Hare Krishna. So he blessed very much many devotees. Actually, I remember he was terminally ill, and he had a big initiation ceremony, accepted many disciples, and although of his health condition, he instructed that every disciple, new disciple, should get his phone number. Yes. I was really taken aback. He was there for everyone. Yes. So very special personality. Hare Krishna. So we should associate with great personalities, because by association of great personalities, we'll develop desire for such Krishna consciousness ourselves also. This is the secret, actually. Association with association. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.